Hello, welcome to the live stream. My name is Ryan Prescott, and I am the founder and owner of the Truth Movement. So, you've just, if you have been following the Truth Movement or updates, we just had a full week of live streams to help you and assist you with improving your life on various different subjects and aspects. Big deal. We did it. Now we are on Thursday. This is another one. And we're going to be talking about what's stopping you in your life, right? Now there's a lot of different viewpoints on this one point. I wanted to just go over it with you before we dive right into the material. You could think that there's something mentally wrong with you. Okay. You could also think that there's something physically wrong with you. There might be, right? And I'm not a doctor or anything. I can't tell you that, you're not going through something. But I am going to say you should look around your environment. While I go through this material in this live stream, you'll probably have your own ideas and your own viewpoints on what exactly you're going through in your life and how to handle it, or at least how to resolve it or improve it in some way, some shape, some form. So before we begin, this material is actually provided in a booklet. We're going to be referring to that booklet here and there throughout this live stream. But also it's just a discussion. So if you have any questions, comments, anything, put them in the comment section. I can see them here. I am streaming on Instagram, Facebook, and also I'm streaming on YouTube and various other platforms when this thing is done. And so on, right? So let's go ahead and begin. So this is on what's stopping you. Okay, so it is clear that we're living in interesting times right now. I mean, I don't know if you'd agree or not, but I certainly can see that we're living in some difficult times, right? I'm basing that statement on some of the headlines I've been reading. That isn't a good thing to base things on, and we'll go over that. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is that the information we'll be going over in this live stream is available for $5 in a booklet, right? And all you have to do is comment the word interested, and we'll get in touch with you. We'll give you the information that you need to get that booklet. But this booklet also does come with coaching to ensure that that you get everything you can out of that one booklet, okay? And also the correlating online course will be thrown in as well. So you got two things off of a $5 booklet. That's pretty amazing. Okay, cool. Let's begin. Okay. So first, let's get oriented with what we are discussing today. Many people are not only convinced that the environment is dangerous, but that it is steadily growing more so. And for many, it's more of a challenge than they feel up to. The fact of the matter is, however, that the environment is made to appear much more dangerous than it actually is. Now, with that data, why am I bringing it up with you right now? Well, you have people around you that are spreading that the society is dangerous and that you can't do anything about it, and that you'd be insane to do anything about it, or to think that you could do anything about it. Think with that for a second, right? Have you ever come on to, have you ever brought up a situation or an idea that you had with somebody that's just completely not supportive? Right. And you bring up something, and you bring up like an idea. Hey, I want to go clean the beach, for instance. I want to go out there and clean the litter off the beach. Well, what happens with that decision, or what happens with that idea, is it gets crushed. Oh, you can't help anyone anyway. Oh, life's so tough, oh, that won't even do anything anyway. See, those people, I wish they would just stop, right? But they're not going to, unless we do something about it. And this is what we'll do about it, right? So let's go ahead and continue. A great number of people are professional dangerous environment makers. This includes professions which require a dangerous environment for their existence, such as the politician, the policeman, the newspaperman, the undertaker, and others. These people sell a dangerous environment. That is their mainstay. If we like it or not, that is actually their mainstay. They feel that if they did not sell people on the idea that the environment is dangerous, they would promptly go broke. So it is in their interest to make the environment far more dangerous than it actually is. The environment is dangerous enough, okay? Doesn't need to be added on. So the dangerous environment viewpoint is what fuels anxiety and fear in your environment, also in your life. I'm sure you have experienced such a thing. So now I want you to picture this. Let's just go in straight to this, right? Picture this. You are working and one of your coworkers comes up to you and tells you about the latest threat to mankind and to the world. A meteor is going to hit us going 45,000 miles per hour or something of that sort. And that this was discovered by experts. So be prepared for impact and that sort of thing. What does that do to your morale? What does that do to your overall mindset in life? Well, it's trashed. You think the world's going to end. But what if it doesn't? What just happened to your morale? You could have done so much in that day, and now it's smashed thinking about the fact that we're about to get hit by a meteor at 45,000 miles per hour. Isn't that dumb? Right? We don't need that. It's a fear tactic. It doesn't get you to succeed in life. If you had that going on every single day in your environment, you wouldn't get anything done. People, even the snarkiest remarks, even the, oh, you won't make it anyway because, there's no hope anywhere, right? You don't want to fulfill your dreams. You don't want to work. You don't want to do anything. You'd rather sit at home. And that's exactly what these people want you to do because they're selling this environment as dangerous. They don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to do better. You got to outdo it. You got to be like, no, I'm going to flourish. I'm going to make this thing happen, right? You have to go out there and despite what you hear in the headlines or people pushing how the environment is so bad you can't do anything about it, you have to go out there and push through that noise. That's how the successful people do it. Okay? So let's go ahead and go on to the next part. But I want you to think with that while we're talking, okay? So after all of that, right? So the end product is that you're in fear. You're hopeless and otherwise overwhelmed with the news and don't know what to do now. You don't. You can't go and chase your dreams. You can't go and act like it's not happening. The headlines are making it believable, making the environment so overwhelming that you don't want to chase your dreams because you don't think that you're going to have the dream tomorrow, which is really, really sad. But that's the reality of it. So we got to get you built up to go through that, to bust through the noise, right? So, yeah. So are you going to chase your dreams after that? Probably not, right? After receiving information from a headline or whatever, you don't necessarily want to do anything because you're so scared and overwhelmed. You kind of feel hopeless and helpless, and you kind of feel like nothing you'll ever do is going to amount to anything because it'll all be wiped out, right? That's basically what you're being told by the news and the noise out there and whatever, right? So nobody wants to work in an environment that is dangerous, and they are overwhelmed with what would have to happen, right? What would they have to do if that headline was true? They're overwhelmed with that. If that, it's like, oh, we're so polluted, right? Yes, yes. Pointing that out is a good thing, okay? But actually coming out with a solution is a little better because putting it out and it's sensationalized and all that stuff. Yes, the world is polluted. Yes. But making it seem like it's a big deal, like right now everybody needs to stop making money and stop surviving, and we need to go handle this. Yes. We can go handle it, but people need to survive as well and chase their dreams and make sure their lives are successful. Make sure that they can survive for tomorrow so we can handle that situation. Okay? Not the world's going to end tomorrow because the world's polluted. That's not the truth. And that's going to scare people and not let them produce. And it's going to affect you in the long run and also the short term as well. Because you're not going to be able to, go to work tomorrow because you feel like if you didn't handle a certain situation that was made to seem bigger than it is, okay, and sensationalized or whatever, then you would not be able to make any money tomorrow. You'd feel helpless, overwhelmed, and you can't handle it alone. We all have to unite together. So see, there's no solutions out in the noise. It's just noise. Okay, now we come to the conclusion that any individual, whether white, black, red, or yellow, if he has not been able to achieve his or her own destiny, must be in an environment that he finds overwhelming. And his methods of taking care of that environment must be inadequate to his survival. His existence is as apathetic or as unhappy as his environment seems to him to be overwhelming. Why then would people go out of their way to actually make the environment appear more dangerous than it already is? Let's just discuss that. I just gave you a little bit of information, right? So why don't we go ahead and just kind of like look at that. Just think about it in your head too. Just go, why would somebody do that? Even somebody close by you, right? Why would somebody do that? Well, while you're answering that for yourself, let me go ahead and add some information to that thought process. There are those who could be called merchants of chaos. These are people who want an environment to look very, very disturbing. These are people who gain some sort of advantage, they feel, if the environment is made to look more threatening. Wow. Right? Wow. Now, that advantage doesn't mean that these guys are like the most, like the guys who are running the place, right? I mean, not to be a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but if that is actually true, right, and that's something you want to believe and that's something you want to look at, and you do see that people might be running the place, it's probably not that. I'm not referring to that. I'm referring to people who are around you in your immediate environment right now. I'm talking about, your next door neighbor, your friend, whatever. And if they're spreading something, right, that's like, oh, well, if they're gaining an advantage off of you not being successful, they're going to spread anything they can to make you not go out and get that money, not go out and make that contact. Maybe they're running a business that's just, that's a competition of yours, or maybe they want to at one point and they just want you to fail. Maybe that's not their intention, but they're getting that from somebody else and they're pushing that. So you've got to like really think with this. This is your life. You got to make it yours, and you got to work with this factual information that'll help you. Very, very effective. But before we go into more detail about it, I want to just push this one more time, right? So this information is valuable to the degree you can use it in your life, right? So how can you use it in your life? Well, this isn't a live stream where I preach to you, shove it in your face, try to convince you that it's all, this is like the truth and, whatever. It's actually up to your viewpoint and your use and your viewpoint and mindset of it too. Like when I give you information, I don't want you to go, oh yeah, well, Ryan's just going on and on and on about this. I want you to be thinking with how you can apply this. How can you apply this? How does it work for you? I want you to be thinking with that. You aren't achieving your goals in life because of this factor. You're being distracted by a dangerous environment viewpoint, and if you don't find out how to shed this mindset, you won't be successful in life, and even more important, you won't be happy. So what is the factual answer to why people would go out of their way to create a viewpoint that the environment is more dangerous than it already is? I'm going to read this one more time. There are those who could be called merchants of chaos. These are people who want an environment to look very, very disturbing. These are people who gain some sort of advantage, they feel, if the environment is made to look more threatening. What advantage could they get from this in relation to you? They could get you not being better than them in life. They could get not being nervous about you finding out what they are not doing about the environment around them, and many more. I mean, I bet you could come up with an example, right? Here's an example we're just going to throw in there. An obvious example can be seen in newspapers. There are no good news stories. Newspapermen shove the environment in people's faces and say, look, it's dangerous. Look, it's threatening. Look, it's overwhelming. They not only report the most threatening bits of news, but also sensationalize it, making it worse than it is. What more do you want as a proof of their intention? This is the merchant of chaos. He is paid to the degree that he can make the environment threatening. Interesting, huh? Now I'm going to give you another example. Let's take an example of a lady handing out snacks and drinks to those who survived a wildfire. She's causing people to smile and not to lose hope just by being there for them and providing them with some basic necessities. Another lady walks by, not too happy about the lady helping people because she doesn't want people to be happier than her, and decides she's going to get people back under control as the wildfires are serious and people should be sad through this. She posts her opinion on social media about this lady helping people, but of course doesn't phrase it this way, and decides to tell people that they are smiling because of the wildfire and that the lady came here to simply do this for some type of gain. Isn't that interesting? You see how you can sensationalize something? You see how you can twist something and make it seem worse than it actually is? You see that? It's like the sound bites. It's soundbite environment. It's a total soundbite environment. Okay? So this creates a dangerous environment, doesn't it? If you saw this at your house, without the other side of the story, you would believe the people around you in your community are criminals and are inconsiderate. This is the purpose of the lady spreading that information. It makes it seem like the world is a horrible place and that you shouldn't do anything about it. And how dare you think you can, because it's all hopeless anyway. Wow, right? Doesn't that just crush your dreams of helping people? Doesn't that just crush your hope? Make you overwhelmed, nervous, in fear about everything in the future? That's exactly the point. That's what they do. This is their job. The Chaos Merchant has lots of troops among people with vested interests. And do not think it is an accident that the current justice system will take a dangerous criminal, throw him into prison, make him more antisocial and more dangerous, and then release him upon the society. The more crime, the more police are needed. Ideas of this kind are found in the society to a marked degree. It isn't just the newspaper reporter or the politician. Individuals here and there also engage upon this. A lot of people spend their whole lives as professional chaos merchants. They worry those around them to death. The percentage who do this may be as high as 1 out of 4. For example, a housewife operating as a merchant of chaos in her sphere of influence thinks of her husband, if I can just keep Henry worried enough, he will do what I tell him. She operates on the idea that it is necessary to spread confusion and upset, but along this goes a concern. I wonder why Henry doesn't get ahead. Naturally, she is making him sick. The truth of the matter, however, is this. The environment is not as dangerous ever as it is made to appear. Instead, tremendous number of people and vast amounts of money are in manufacturing a dangerous environment. Interesting viewpoint, huh? So think about that. Everything you should be thinking about in this live stream right now, because it'll help you. And I want you to think about how you can apply this. Do you listen to the news more? No. Do you listen to the noise more? No. I think based on this data, I myself, just by doing this with you, will have a better understanding of what's going on around me, and I won't listen to it, and I'll blast through the noise. Because that's how we're going to win. That's how you win in your life. That's how you become successful. You blast through the noise. Don't listen to, oh, I can't make it. Oh, it's, the world's hopeless anyway. I can't do anything. Don't listen to that, right? Go through, just blast through the noise. You don't need to listen to it. You're okay. You're okay. What would happen to you if you were not strapped down with the feeling that the world is all evil and that there is nobody to trust? What would happen if you didn't have the idea that people chasing their dreams weren't miserable and weren't a burden to others? That's an interesting viewpoint too, if you really look at it. Those are two things that people do say to each other. People that want you not to succeed in life will tell you that you might be a burden to others, and that, oh, no person that's successful has ever made it, or, whatever they're going to say. That's what they've said to get, other people. And also what society is being pushed by the newspapermen, by the politicians, by the reporters. I mean, come on, it's everywhere. It's everywhere, right? So I think it is time. Well, actually, I know it is time for you to take a step in the right direction. I think you're pretty much done with suffering in your life. Suffering with the noise, being discouraged all the time you try to do something. And I think you should take the next step and get the booklet that I mentioned earlier in this live. This booklet is only $5. I know you have $5. You spend $5 on Starbucks or food or candy, soda. I don't know what you spend $5 on, but I'm pretty sure you have $5 laying around somewhere. Right? So what is $5 compared to all the help you'll be receiving afterwards? Really think with that for a second. It's a huge deal. $5 and you get all of this, right? So you'll get access to an online course that'll run you through how to apply it. Okay. And not only that, you'll get coaching one-on-one. Okay, to get you through any troubles that you have in applying this information from the booklet or even from this live, all thrown in. Basically, in order to do that, I need you to comment interested. I need you to comment interested or message us on any of the platforms that you're looking or that you're listening to this on right now. We have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We'll be doing Twitch and Twitter. So if there's anybody from any platform right now that's on right now watching this, comment interested and we'll get you that information. There's no catch to this. We just want to help you. This is real help. This isn't fake help. This isn't, hey, I want to make a bunch of money. Give me your money and then I won't help you. This is actually somebody who's interested in helping you. So take me up on the offer. So comment interested right now and don't wait, as I want you to get you the help you need to reach your goals right now. Thanks so much. My name is Ryan Prescott with the Truth Movement. Thanks so much for attending this live stream, and I'll see you in the next live tomorrow.